What's up, everyone, and welcome to Free For All Friday, your home for Detroit Lions news, rumors, and this is the show where anything and anything can happen, and you never know who's going to show up. Queen of the Prowl here, and of course, joining me tonight is one of our favorites in the family, Kurt Steele, the man of steel himself. How you doing today?
I'm good. What's going on, Proud Nation family? How's everybody?
Oh, we've got a lot to talk about tonight. We got some interesting questions, and I'm trying to start some shit too. So we'll see how this works.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
So
Um,
let's get into the first question. So, what standout impressions and takeaways did you have of the team during minicamp?
Say it again. Say it again. I was doing
What
something.
what impressions or takeaways did you have of the team during minicamp?
Uh, Same. Like they, it's. I mean, it hasn't really changed since the end of we had the end of the season, off season. It was all good. I just think the team's going to be ascending. So I mean, like you really can't glean a lot from minicamp. I mean, they're still in pajamas, and it's all I can say is like there's some promise, but is I really ain't gonna can't tell nothing until we actually start um, training camp here at the end of July.
Right. Well, you've seen the secondary step up. You've seen Sam Laporta
Hmm.
kicking everybody's behind in minicamp. We'll see what he can do in the
Yeah,
pads.
I mean it's promising with Laporta and Duke and everybody and catching everything and then like I said the secondary stepping up, but is it going to translate into game speed? That's going to be the test, when you get in the training camp. But I do like I said, I like that where they're ascending. Um, and how they're performing, how they performed in mini camp and OTAs. But I'm ready for the end of July. So, cheers everybody. Say I know how I do on my Friday.
Hey, it's free
I
for
got
all
some
Friday, like I said.
I got some Uncle Nearest. Y'all see the footballs down there. My wife hooked me up. What I'm saying the whiskey rocks, and then today I'm smoking a Solemn 13 60 gauge. So gotta do it big Father's Day weekend.
Yeah, we had the comment last week that you had that cigar up in 3D mode.
Oh yeah.
So
On Fridays, this my wind down.
hey, yeah, this is the perfect. That's what we do. It's football Friday night, and hang out
Hmm.
with the family, have a few and have some fun. Let's see who's it with us tonight. We got Dan Spanos. We got the jazzy one. We got CJ Rose.
Oh,
What
Chick
up,
Rose,
Doe?
baby. What up,
John
dude?
Doe. Uh, so John Doe is like, we going to the playoffs? Are we going to the Super Bowl?
I would say this, and I don't know what I'm saying this year, but why not? Because you look at the sports, you look at some of the things that just happened like over the last couple years. Like you got Vegas winning their first Stanley Cup. You had the two teams that was like the first, like there was their first Stanley Cup, Florida Panthers. And then you have the Denver Nuggets winning their first championship, and like they've been around for like 60 something years. Like, so why not? Why not us?
Look who's in the
Why can't we do
building. We got
it? You
LL
know what I'm saying?
Cool Torrance with us,
Uh,
the founder and creator of the Summer Dress Fan Club.
What's up, y'all? Happy
oh.
Friday. Happy Friday. I see you, Kurt. I see you, big Kurt Doggy Dog. I'm about to indulge myself.
You know how I get down, dog, on a Friday night, baby.
That's
Yes,
why
yes,
LL's got
yes.
his camera off, so because he's probably indulging in.
Yeah, and yeah, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. How's everybody doing this Friday? Everybody in the chat, everybody everywhere else?
We all doing good. We're hanging out here
We
as a
good, man.
family. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so that helps us with the algorithm so that more fans like you can help join us and have a fun conversation. So, Ella, what were your main, I'm going to ask you that. What were your main takeaways and impression from minicamp of the team?
You know, if this hopefully this hadn't been said already, but of course, you know, not to take too much because it's still a pajama party. But it's just that guys are showing up and they there to do what they're supposed to do. Like you're not hearing too much negative of you know, guys out there slacking and stuff. The guys that are there are out there participating and working hard. So, you know, that's pretty much where I'm at. It's, you know, I'm still a little sad. You know, one of the guys I was rooting for, kind of tough. Levi, you know, he's hadn't been able to get going yet. He's still been kind of struggling, you know, so far. So that's like I guess the down point. But everything else, the positive is I'm glad that everybody that is there is working, you know, is there to do what they're supposed to do.
Do you think the Lions are going to hit the Super Bowl this year?
Sure, why not? At least the NFC Championship game. I've been saying that, you know, jokingly for the last couple of years, but I think that's a real possibility this year. Is if we can get in and we are reasonably healthy, I feel like we can beat anybody, honestly, in the NFC especially.
I don't know if it's going to be this year, though. I could see the playoffs. I don't see a Super Bowl run this year.
Well, realistically, I said NFC Championship game. Super Bowl, you know, I'm not going to – I mean, it can happen. I don't think it's impossible. We'll need some things to go our way. We need to play like we are capable of playing in some key games. I don't think it's impossible. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'm not going to say it ain't because, you know, why not? Shit. I mean, shoot, you know, or shit. We can cuss here.
It's Friday.
It's good. You can do it. You can. You're all right. Hell, you showed up on this show half naked before. What you worry about cussing?
I mean, you know,
and that was on a recorded show though. That was ODOC 30.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little chest hair.
Better using Mike. I'm just gonna put that out there. So there was a report today of possible free agents that the Lions could pick up. And one of the names was a former Lion. So do you think that the Lions should bring back Kyle Van Noy off the free agent market?
Do I think that, or is that just a question to everybody?
That's the question to you and to Kurt and to everybody.
I'm good. I'm good. He can go play someplace else. I ain't got no beef with Kyle Van Noy, but we good.
Okay,
I mean,
you know we used to play the game. You know we used to play the game. You know the game we used to play.
The hell yeah or hell no?
Hell no. Hell no. I'm straight. Keep it walking, bro. Keep it pushing. When you see me in the street, don't say nothing.
I mean, after all, don't we need a little bit more depth on that O line though?
Oh, the D line?
Yeah,
the D lineman.
Or the D line,
yeah.
Linebacker.
Yeah, linebacker.
Yeah.
Well,
he is exactly opposite of what the Lions are building on especially for the linebackers.
Yeah,
Kyle Van Noy is not fast. He's not fast. He's huge. He used that quintessential. That's why he went up to play with the Patriots because he felt that scheme was a big linebacker. I'm good. I'm good. He spent last year in LA for the Chargers. No, I'm straight. And it's not nothing personal.
You know, with all of the family reunions going on in Detroit,
fit, though. He's not a scheme fit. He's just not. I mean, like you look at the guys that came back. You know, most of them are on their own offense, and they can you know you can plug and play those guys. You know, like because pretty much Robert Jones is going to kind of backfill that DJ Chark role until Jameson gets off suspension, and then Marvin's gonna carve his own his own role, and then with Glasgow, I think he's gonna be a backup offensive lineman. He's gonna be the swing guard or the backup center. It is Kyle Van Noy. You look at what Aaron Glenn is building, what they're giving him on the tools they're giving him on the defensive side of the ball. He just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit. Like his skill set doesn't fit. And because he's more of a pass.
Linebacker lives matter, though. You know, linebacker lives
matter. But he ain't the right. You know, you gotta have the right linebacker.
It's gotta fit.
You gotta have the right linebacker there. just can't go grab anybody.
Well, hey, I'm with y'all, but I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
You know,
Gotcha.
you always gonna start some shit, Val. You
I
know,
I
we
gotta
know who
start
you,
some shit.
we know who you is.
Well, no, wait till the next question. I'll really be starting some shit then.
Uh-oh.
But let's see what the Proud Nation family has to say. Do you want to sign Kyle Van Noy back and see him back playing his line or no?
Nah.
And let's see here. CJ Rose says the linebacker room is full already. Dan Spanos is like, what? No.
I love his avatar, the Fighting Dead Camels. I love that avatar. That's what's up, Dan. I'm feeling that right there, the Fighting Dead Camels.
Yeah, Van Noy is not a fit here. He agrees with you, Kurt. He is not a fit.
Yeah, he's not a fit. He's not a scheme fit. He's just not. I mean, like I said, it's nothing personal against Kyle Van Noy, but really, you look at his time as a Lion previously, he didn't work out then. So, like,
Right.
if he didn't work out in the scheme that you were built for, why would you bring him back in the scheme he's not built for? You know, he doesn't play down. He's not an aggressive attacking linebacker. And that's what we need on this roster. You know what I'm saying? We need attacking type guys, and he ain't it. He ain't it. That ain't it. He ain't doing he ain't doing that. He ain't perking my ears up. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I don't think there's a former Lions linebacker that would do that for me. Like I would say, hey, this linebacker is available. He's a former Lion. I'm like, yeah, no.
Well,
I don't.
there is one, but this is this ain't real. But since it's Friday and we having fun, but we enjoying ourselves, I would take 2013 or whenever it was 2011. Stephen Tulloch. He was nice, but that ain't.
Did the dude retired? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm talking about from back then, but that's just.
Oh, from back then, yeah.
Yeah, we ain't got no time machines and nothing like that. But nah, ain't no other form like you. I was just piggybacking off what you said about a former Lions linebacker.
Yeah.
It ain't one outside of him, maybe.
If y'all ain't never had the Uncle Nearest whiskey, I'm telling you right now, go grab yourself. I ain't getting no paid advertisement for this, but that's
some fine sipping whiskey.
It's some
Kurt
good.
Over there getting lit off of that whiskey.
Man, that whiskey it's smooth, even for the strength that it is, but it's one of those things where you can sip and be relaxed and enjoy yourself. So I'm gonna have to make sure I get you some up there, LL.
For sure. My uncle Hussey used to call. He would say, "Get you some fine sipping whiskey."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can send me a bottle and see if I pass out again on Free for All Friday Live.
Oh my God!
Now, only thing, Kurt, I didn't seen it, and every time, like whiskey, I'm used to paying, like Crown for the fifth is $30 some odd dollars. It used to be $20 some odd dollars. For the bottle of that is like $60.
Yeah, it's gonna run you, but that's how good it is.
Yeah,
that's how good it is.
You're better off paying for that. What you get what you pay for when it comes to the good liquor.
Yeah. What is that? And like I was watching a video from the owner. They're only open 3 days a week, and they get 8,000 visitors a month to that distillery. It's one of the top visit distilleries in the world, because the Uncle Nearest is the guy who taught Jack Daniels how to distill whiskey.
Or depending on how you want to tell that story, that's how he just was like, "Oh, word, we about to sell this Nearest," and and you don't get much of this, but yeah. I'm glad that the family or whoever is, hopefully the family is benefiting off of it, and I do want to visit the distillery.
Yeah. Oh,
in a comment of tell us how you really feel, he says, "I would rather have retired Tulloch than Van Noy."
Yep, he right about that. I'd rather have a retired Tulloch than a Van Noy.
Sound about right.
All right. So earlier this week, I was saying that the Lions could possibly make a surprise signing this year, and probably after training camp. But when I saw this name pop up today, I got a little bit too excited for my own damn good. But and this could be a name that the Lions could sign. But I need to know what you all feel about it. If Robbie Gold's a free agent, should the Lions sign him?
Nah, we got kickers, man. How many kickers we need?
I mean, he's got a little age on him. I know that. I'm not saying I'm not an ageist because I'm 50-something years old myself. It's just how's his accuracy? You know what I'm saying? Now I know he won a few games out there in San Francisco. And he's a premium kicker as far as he gonna want some money. You can't sign a guy like Robbie Gold for peanuts. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to pay. Now it ain't gonna be like he ain't gonna get like big money from Detroit, but what our cap situation is
big
great.
Kicker money.
So
big kicker.
Yeah, he'll get big kicker money, and it might help him kicking indoors. That might extend his career a little bit. Kicking in Ford Field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, for at least half the season. So
that's why.
you look at.
Go ahead, Kurt. My bad.
I mean, so I wouldn't object to it, but I want to see how the guys are working out that we have right now. But if they ain't getting it, then I would say do it.
Now, see, here's my devil advocate argument for this. Okay, Robbie Gold was very consistent. He's beloved. He was beloved from the Bears. Got traded away. Okay, because whatever. He was too old. That's why. Okay, but Michael Badgley, you don't have that leg, and now Romo and Patterson were doing well until the wind started kicking up, and then they weren't doing so damn well. And Robbie Gold is excellent in that type of position with the wind. This is why I'm saying Robbie Gold would be a great choice to spend money on.
Here's my. I feel like our kicker is on the roster already. It'll probably be Badgley, maybe, or either Riley Patterson. Dan Campbell themselves have said, they're not aiming for kicking 50-yard field goals. You know what I'm saying? They only kicking, I think they gave a yard like 40 something in or something like that. I know that's talk, and that might be the game plan. You might have to end up kicking a 50 some odd yard field goal once or twice if you're trying to win the game. But if the game plan is to not kick no long field goals, I think we got the guys. Riley Patterson can hit it ain't as a for sure shot as it is, when he's closer. But I would trust him with a 50-yarder. I would trust whoever outside of Romo because I ain't seen him. But the two guys we got, I trust them at 50, in the end, whatever. If the game plan is to get, kicking shorter field goals, I definitely trust the guys we got. I don't think we need Robbie Gold. Now, if something were to happen, just like both of you guys pretty much said, if something were to happen, then of course, we could maybe pick up a kicker. But no, Robbie Gold can stay where he at.
Do you know how irritated Bears fans would be if Robbie Gold was kicking for the Lions?
Some of them will probably cheer because it's gonna be a group of them that hate him anyway. They're gonna be like, now he can go lose games for y'all.
You actually might have a whole slew of Bears fans saying, "Fuck my team, I'm going over there."
They're gonna be mad when David Montgomery running them 3-4 touchdowns on them.
Oh man!
Man, Montgomery and Gould together? Jeez, come on now.
I saw a delusional, but now I will say this. Yeah, I think that the Bears will miss Montgomery. I don't think it will be as bad as some people think it is because they trying to, they drafted the guy and they got the guy that was behind him on the depth chart. But we are going to miss Montgomery. You're going to miss him a little. So, I mean, you ain't going to talk. I won't say you.
We miss Montgomery for sure.
Well, I don't know. Well, I can't speak because I'm not a Bears fan, but
Yeah, I'm not a Bears fan. The only Bears running back I ever liked was Walter Payton. Who could not like Walter Payton? Who could hate on Walter Payton?
I liked what was this Cedric Benson out of college. I liked him at Texas. He didn't do much. He didn't do much with the Bears, but he was all right.
You sure he did? He did quite a bit with the Bears. He
did better. Well, he did a whole lot better with the Bengals. And
true.
Matt Forte was straight. I hated him because he was good for y'all, but Matt Forte was straight.
I met Matt. There's a lot of guys I could name from the Bears that
No, that's it. That's it for me though, because fuck y'all, fuck them guys over there.
Brian Urlacher, you ain't bringing that up. Linebacker lives matter, damn it.
Oh no, we're talking about running backs.
Urlacher,
fuck Goldberg Jr. I don't like Brian Urlacher. Only guy from that defense that was straight with me. Peanut, of course. There's a couple guys. Peanut, Diggs, and Tommy? What's my man from Oklahoma? Y'all, 91. I can't think of Tommy Harris. I think his last name is. He was cool. He was cool.
He was one of the least ones I could care about.
The only Bears that I liked that was on that defense was those guys from the championship year. Those are my guys. I like those guys.
Back in the day. Yeah.
And what's his name? What's his name? The one that had the NFL role named after him. God damn, why is his name escaping me? Fucking kick returner.
Devin Hester.
Oh yeah,
Hester,
yeah. Devin, I always like Devin Hester, man.
I need to slap myself for not remembering that name. Shit, I need to slap myself for real.
He should be in the Hall of Fame, like hands down. He should have been in the Hall of Fame. Like I know they want to do the older specials. No, that dude, he changed the game.
He was different. Yeah, he was different. Mm-hmm. He was real different.
Paul DeRosa saying the free agents that Holmes will sign will be the ones that he's been signing all along, not the rumored ones.
I think the next signings is going to be our own guys. Somebody going to get an extension.
And Dan Spano says he's Team Romo. And then decides to pick on me and says not too many people in their right minds are Bears fan. Here you go.
the next guy is going to get signed. The next guy I'm going to get signed. Jackson's going to be the next guy to get John. Jonah Jackson's going to be the next guy to get signed. He don't get that contract extension. Then it's going to be Jared Goff.
Sign him up.
But is there any free agent from anywhere else that you think the Lions could sign?
The only guy, I can't think of his name, but it was the guy who Curry had mentioned in his article, the backup center, because we don't necessarily have a backup
Ben
center.
Jones.
Yeah,
Ben Jones. Like we have that one guy we signed. I don't know who that.
But
that guy got him.
They got hopes for him though. The guy with the long last name, I don't know his name, but
I don't know his name.
Allegedly, they like him a lot. So I guess we'll see how that go.
Oh, Sue.
No. Super stay where he is. He don't want to come back here no way.
Hell no. Sue is not coming back here for none.
And low key, I mean, maybe I shouldn't say that because I do kind of understand. But I was going to say, fuck Sue, man. He left. He dipped. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even for more money. Where it was in the way.
Could you blame him? He got like terrorized by the PR while he was here. As soon as he went to the Bucks, he was golden boy. But while he was here, he was the dirtiest player in the game for no damn reason.
Well, he was still choke slamming people and stepping on people when he went to Miami and when he went to LA. Like, he still himself.
He wasn't doing anything more than golden L'Oreal boy from Green Bay.
Nah, well, I don't know about that, but Sue can stay where he at, man. Or I don't know if he, he got to. I know I don't have an ounce of say in this, but if he were to come out and be like, "Yeah, man, I left," the organization was what it was. They ended up hiring Matt Patricia anyway. Like I wouldn't have wanted to be there with that, but I see things have changed, and yeah, I come back and I play whatever role they want. I'd be like, hell yeah, Sue. And I know that it don't matter what I want or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like it, I would want it to be, on yeah, man, I'm coming back because I might have left, or I might have, circumstances are different, so I want to come back and see what's up. I want to come back and help y'all, type of deal.
Mm-hmm. Detroit Fan Man was saying, we talking Christian, Coral, Cleveland, Covington, C4 trying to be that dude.
That's the backup defensive lineman we got, right? And that's well, I know it's Pajama Party, but he been working out with the ones, so I've heard.
Yeah, he's been the number one guy in camp right
That's
now.
the first
So
time I've ever even heard that name.
yeah, he's been working with next to Lee McNeil in camp. So
Oh, alrighty then. The good Lord, we are not trying to be saying that name all damn season. He can stay where he at.
Oh no, you
nah, we
he
just
get
you just say Covington, Chris
yeah,
Covington.
or
That's it.
C4. He gave you one. He called him C4.
Oh my God, I am not calling him C4 either. Forget that mess. Okay. Now, this has been causing quite a stir in social media land. Should the Lions, do you want the Detroit Lions to be on a second season of Hard Knocks?
I want the end season. I don't want the preseason. I want the end season. Lions Hard Knocks, not the preseason. We seen that one last year.
I personally see there's no value in the Detroit Lions being on the Hard Knocks whatsoever. I understand the reason why they were on the beginning. They have a new culture change. It's a great PR move for them to sit there and bring up this culture change and getting people riled up about everything that new going on in Detroit. But I'm agreeing with Luke G from Luke G's Field Review at this point that they need to sit down, shut up, be quiet, mind their business, do their business behind the scenes, and focus on what they're doing. And I think that a second season of Hard Knocks would be just a major distraction. They're talking about, with the miking up all the guys on the field. It takes away from practices. It takes away from time. I don't see where a second season brings the Detroit Lions any value.
I agree. I'm good on the second season. They don't need to be on there. I don't necessarily like Hard Knocks. That's just my preference, but whatever, man. They did it once. You don't gotta do it again. But I feel like because I hate it so much, it's probably gonna happen.
You know what? And the thing is that HBO is looking at they can't get a lot of teams are like this declining this year. Period. Point blank.
Even the Bears is declining it. Yeah.
HBO is like, well, hell, this was like the highest rated season of Hard Knocks we've had in a long time. One of the highest rated we've ever had. But here's my thing: like, the genie's already out of the bottle. Leave it alone. Like I said, I would want it. I probably wouldn't want it this year. I would probably want it next year. The end season, like the Cardinals had. The end season Hard Knocks, but actually do the actual preseason again, like we did last year. There's nothing to gain from that.
Yeah. Outside, there was really nothing for them to gain last year outside of showcasing the culture change, the movements going on, the trying to get some momentum behind for the fan base and for the rest of the NFL to be behind the team. Outside of that, I don't really see any value in being on that show. Most of the time, they negatively showcase the teams. This was a surprise one for me with how positive that show was. But still, I don't really see the value for the Lions at this point to be anywhere near it. And yeah, Super Science says they already turned it down, which of course most teams did.
Oh, good. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Lions have declined it. Yeah, they declined it. They declined it already. They keep HBO keeps circling back to them, but it's like, nah. I mean, I know Val's. She got enough. She already got enough dust on her tongue from licking 800 abs on licking.
No, you know what? That was Detroit. Dr. Detroit brought that shit up to me. He pointed that out because his wife was drooling on the couch about that stuff. So.
Yeah, but you took it upon yourself to go ahead and you're like,
oh, look. No, I brought it up because goddamn, when they kept showing them practices, all of them guys were always in half shirts, shoving their abs into the camera. Like, look at.
That's why it's like, man, when people be on TV, like you don't start doing stuff that you don't normally do because you're on TV. You know what I'm saying?
Man, they thought they were on Magic Mike. Okay,
I don't know about that, but yeah, I feel like I cut HBO a deal. Check this out, HBO. You trade us. You find some way to get us Aaron Donald. without, right now, like we go do Hard Knocks and y'all get us Aaron Donald, and we'll do it. Otherwise, no.
Yeah, I don't see any value to this whatsoever. I don't see any value for any team right now, to be honest. And that's why most teams are shutting this down.
Some teams can go. We just not us. Like, you know what I'm saying? We've never done it. We did it. We did it. We did a good job too. Now somebody else go.
And with that, being said about people acting different when they, in front of the camera, that was the. I'm not saying that this is my opinion, but one of the Lions players said that was the deal with a popular Lions from last season that had a good season, but they said a lot of that stuff was for show doing Hard Knocks as well.
Well, hey, when you're a rookie, you got to take your publicity any way you can get it, right? Make people remember.
Oh no, it wasn't a rookie. It was a guy who was never vocal, but all of a sudden when Hard Knocks was there, he was just one way in front of the camera, but when the camera cut off, he was doing something different.
Well, you got to get your publicity any way you can, though, man.
Man, sell T-shirts or something. I don't know. Get a website. Do it on Instagram.
Look, you of all people, LL, should be, sympathetic to this, with your no T-shirt self and your Tupperware T-shirt exchange program and your Summer Girl fan club.
Number one, my mama always said, I got to be the monkey in the middle. I don't know how to behave. So there's number one. Number two, that was a celebration. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I was having fun. Sometimes I don't wear shirts anyway. That's one thing you got to know about me. If I'm at home, I ain't got no shirt on. Even if it's even in the winter, whatever time. I got to warm it up. I don't have to wear shirts. I let my chest hair out. And number three, I felt like that was a fan favorite when I didn't have on a shirt and stuff. Everybody was happy. Like that was good time. So it was all in celebration. We was winning when I ain't had no shirt on. I ain't had no shirt on. We was losing. I wouldn't blame anybody if they was like, man, put a shirt on. I'm tired of seeing you. If we was losing and I was shirtless like that. But I feel like as the wins went, the shirt stayed off.
And with that being said, we're going to change it all the way up to a great question that Shaman has. If Goff was to walk and a deal couldn't get done, what compensatory pick could the Lions get for him?
I don't even know how the system works. Who's like familiar with that?
We would get the third. We would get one of the highest picks because of his performance. But it would have to be after a great season. If he played like he played last year and then walked, then we would get a high competitive pick for him. But you got to remember, like he's on a contract. Really, his last year, he's on a contract until 2024. He's not. We got to remember he signed a deal before. He signed a long-term deal before he left LA. So, he's at least in Detroit to 2024, and I think they have an option for 2025.
And you know what? So, thank you for that clarity. Because if he wanted to walk next year, I'm super cool with that. Because we got somebody who can throw that deep ball. You heard about that yet, Kurt? You heard about him throwing the deep ball, man?
Who was that? Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker. Oh, buddy.
Oh yeah, he got a strong arm. He got a strong arm.
I can't wait.
He got a cannon.
Even though
cannon.
Even though Jared Goff is my friend now, he better be doing some push-ups or something. He better get that arm nice and
he got a cannon. The thing that makes Goff better in the system that we have now, because it's kind of built for him, is that he's a better short to intermediate passer, and that's what the Lions are doing right now. But because this offense has been built with a lot of deep shots down the field, so it's not like and to be honest with you, Jared Goff was, even though his arms isn't huge, he had decent numbers and deep passing down the field. I don't know what happened with him and why he lost velocity on his ball, because if you look at him in LA, he was chucking that ball down.
I don't. He just they just didn't he could throw that money. He could throw it deep. Like once him and Chark was like on point, he was connecting. Remember his whoopee, in the first season.
Yeah, the whoopee.
When him and Reynolds kind of got going, he could He could connect deep. You know, I don't. They just don't for some strange reason. Now
Well,
that's another question.
Even the little fella was catching deep balls. I remember
Khalif
Khalif Raymond was getting
caught
it
a
that
couple nice
because
deep balls
you remember
last
the
year.
Packers game. He caught that deep shot that like they got like tackled at the 1 yard line. That was a
Yeah,
nice ball down the field by Jared Goff. So to say he can't throw the ball, it's not pretty. I think that's what Lions fans got. We got spoiled with
yeah,
Stafford and his
man,
arm because because we know Stafford he throws one of the prettiest balls in the NFL.
man, oh
I
man.
mean, it just is. It is what it is. But we got spoiled with that. And the guy, if it doesn't look like it did with Stafford, you kind of get spoiled with that. But you can't. If you look at the completion percentage down the field, Golf was one of the top guys in the league last year.
Oh, there you go.
It ain't pretty. It's a quacker sometimes. But it it get down there.
Well, here's the thing with it though. I mean, Goff. There's a few things here with this because Goff takes a while to connect with receivers in the first place. Number two, Hooker and Goff are two different style of quarterbacks. Ultimately, and so Goff doesn't need to throw the deep. And Goff was struggling to have wide receivers to work with at all in the first couple of seasons he's been here.
I don't. And everybody say that, right? Oh, he didn't have the guys. Okay, he didn't, but he still wasn't throwing to the open ones. Like, but let's not talk about that no more. But,
no, I mean, no, and I agree with you because Jim and I, when we went to Family Fun Day and all of that stuff, we were noticing the same thing. He was not working through his reads right.
It might the grace that should be given is the offense. You know what I'm saying? It was whatever we think about the offense, they end up firing Anthony Lynn or taking his responsibilities away. And things changed once the play calling changed. So, maybe it was the play calling. It was some weird play calls, like on some of the 4th and 1s, trying to, why throw it anyway? You know what I'm saying? Even with the offensive line that we got, with the holes that we had, why was he throwing it anyway? So, it's a lot of things that went into it. You know what I'm saying? I even though I like to just talk real bad junk about Jared Goff, I also, told the whole story. It was a lot going on. It was a lot going into why things looked how they looked then, but with all that being said, again, last year, even though he looked a whole lot better, he was trying to get the ball away some. But Jared Goff, I think that I forgot what the point was, but the point I was gonna say was the interesting thing about Hendon Hooker is the thing in his like when you kept reading about him in the draft, and it might have just been lazy journalism, but the comp for him was Jared Goff, ironically. So
yeah. And Super Saiyan Lions wants to say that people keep getting too excited for Hooker. If you know Hooker's potential, you should be too. You should be too excited about this.
If answer this in the chat, Super Saiyan Lions, why not? And I'm just pure out of curiosity. I just want to hear do you you might know more. You might have watched more Tennessee than I did. More Vitek than I did. I'm not super familiar with them, honestly. I watched some condensed games. I'm not super familiar with him, but I like that he can throw the deep ball, and it's already being said that he's throwing the deep ball real good, and that's what I like. So that's why I'm excited because the offense might change a little bit with him back there, even though we got a guy that can throw it deep.
Right. Well, so far what he's said is that Goff is the only legit chance the Lions have right now to win. That's facts, and I'm not a big Goff fan.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
You're not wrong on that.
Hendon Hooker is a rookie. We don't know what that is. And Nate Sudfeld is Nate Sudfeld. So you are absolutely correct, Super Saiyan Lions. But we talking about, I think the original question was
people getting too excited for Hooker.
Well, no, the original question was about Goff leaving next season.
That's why for the compensatory pick.
So so we looking forward to, not let's swap him out right now. You are absolutely correct. Jared Goff is our best chance at winning right now in 2023 and probably next year. But once that guy is ready, to be a fact. Once that guy is ready, we'll have that talk again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the knock on Hooker was the underneath stuff was the knock on Hooker because if you look at his name Jalen Hyatt, he was chucking that ball down the field of that kid, and that kid had a breakout season playing with Hendon Hooker last year, because the kid was he was just burning kids down the field, and Hooker was finding them, and he was just, I mean, he was launching he was pinpoint accuracy down the field
One
in the
thing,
offense last year.
one thing I noticed, they I don't know they coach name, but their offense, it ain't the Lions offense, but like they did a lot of stuff that we kind of did as far as like lateral passing and all that kind of stuff, and like screen game, and so I feel like
Josh Heupel was the Josh, Josh Heupel was the coach,
yeah, I don't even know where
the
he's
former
from or anything like
Oklahoma
that.
quarterback.
Offense, I don't know if he
Coached.
came from like the NFL or anything, but
No, he kind of like when he came out, he would kind of went straight to like pretty much coaching. He played good in college, but he was never one of those guys that was going to be in the NFL that long. Heupel, I mean, like once he got his coaching chance, he did pretty good down there at UCF, and then that got him the Tennessee job. So
okay. I remember UCF had a
yeah,
couple had a couple of years, but yeah, I said all that to say their offense. Not saying it's the Lions offense, but which is probably it's probably a lot of this stuff all around the NFL and in the college sports, but they're just they did some of the same things that we kind of did, like moving guys around, motioning tight ends and stuff, which all teams do, but we do that too, is all I'm saying. So he might be ready before
yeah.
we all think.
But if you
Well,
look at it, the roles have reversed as far as if you look at it used to be where the college programs were adopted to the pro game. It was more like the copy was the college was copying the pros, but now it's switched. Now the
Yeah,
pro football is kind of copying college football,
yeah,
um, and they're adapting to the quarterback into the spread system. So it's a passing game, and then there's the rules in the NFL right now favor passing instead of running.
you're right.
You know,
You're
all
right.
the stuff that you can't do, especially to receivers like you used to could do back in the day, you can't get away with that stuff anymore. So it's advantageous now to be a passing team than a running team. But if you look at the actual champions, the last few years, is that they still have a solid run game, and they kind of run from the. You look at how the different formations that Kansas City uses to run the ball, and even Philly did the same thing. They running more out of a spread offense. So it's not a lot of two back sets like that where you run out of a I formation like that. They're running out of the spread, and it's just how the NFL
Yeah.
is going right now.
Dog, I've been watching like I be having a TV on NFL Network just like on, and they be running, and it's such a different game now, man. God, like, it's just what you just said. Almost all the way up until like the mid 2000s, you know what I'm saying? Like even up until like it was like Super Bowl games like 2010 with a tight end and a full, a lot on the field, or two tight end type stuff. It's man, the game is very, very different. But you absolutely correct. It's like that across basketball and football for sure. Like basketball, or not even I can't even really say college. It's like it's more like the European style of basketball now. Like the USA kind of used to dictate how how the world kind of played basketball, but one of the better leagues was the Euro leagues, and they had their own kind of little style. But that's kind of how the NBA is now. Like remember, like dudes used to hate, dudes used to the knock on the European players were that they flop. They don't play defense. They flop around. Now look at the league. Don't nobody play defense. They just fall down. Like don't know. But
I
but
mean, I
it's
mean
I guess
you look at
it's good for the fans. They say it's good for entertainment. So
you look at the last few MVPs. You look at Giannis, and you look at the Joker. They're
yeah,
bringing that style to the NBA, with the new guy. Well, we're getting off the topic, but the NFL, as far as they're adapting to that more of a spread offense type of deal, and one back sets or something that you're not seeing a lot of too. Even with Gabinda, he brings that down. When you get toward the goal line, we're still keeping that in the NFL with the Lions, but you're not seeing a lot of two back sets. Saying when they're driving. Between the 20s, the Lions don't run a lot of two back sets. They run a lot of one back sets in Johnson's offense. So,
each
and that
team
just keeps it
though.
alive.
each like winning team over the past don't know however many seasons, it's the teams are usually like they're not the same, but they kind of got the same principles. Like they run the ball like they usually had. My bad, my earpiece fell out. They usually run the ball. They got it, in some sense, you know what I'm saying? Even though they might not, run it 20, don't nobody run the ball 30 times a game no more. But yeah, they all are they all have the ability to run the ball, and they usually use tight ends and stuff like that. So,
Because you even look at like a Jameer Gibbs and Bijan Robinson, most of their touches, came out of one back sets,
yeah,
and those spread offenses, because say what you want to say about Alabama, they're not a pro style offense anymore. They don't run they didn't want to run a lot of pro two back sets or anything like that. So, um, and but I think that what Ben Johnson is doing is like he's keeping the offense with a particular, and that's how Dan Campbell wants it. He wants a running offense, but he wants to be able to mix it in and not and use the kind of multiple formations where you don't know if it's going to be a run or a pass. And I like that fact that
yeah,
because you can't tell what it is, and that's kind of the thing that McVay was doing out in LA, where you didn't know because you can run. You think it's the same play because of the set looks the same, but it's one's a run and one's a pass. And I like
yeah.
that type
Run,
of offense where you can't
run out
tell
of
what's coming.
run out of pass sets, pass out of run sets.
Hmm
I,
Well,
I
and the
want to
thing
say
with
I want to say
and
they
with the
said
thing
that
with
verbatim.
and the thing with Hendon Hooker, he's got a very strong high football IQ. He's almost damn near got a photographic memory with the playbooks. You can open up about all of these plays
Yeah,
more so than you can with Goff.
the only thing is
Plus, he's almost my age, so
oh yeah. I just give Goff more of an opportunity to throw the ball down the field. You know what I'm saying? Let's see some more of that, man. We got some guys. You just gotta give them a chance. Throw the ball,
Mhm.
scheme them up, get them open, and put it on them.
David Barnett was saying it. Welcome to Proud Nation family. If Hooker and Goff are both great, we should get some high draft picks in trade. And
Maybe.
maybe.
yeah, maybe. But yeah,
And Brent DeWitt says, is Teddy Two Gloves still a possibility? I'm with Kurt. I want more experience in our quarterback, too. I hate to lose the North because Goff was down for 4 to 5 weeks. And I'm going to add Nate Sutfield was up to play.
yeah. Nate Sudfeld, and I keep saying this. I'm like, and I understand that you like a guy in your system because he does well in practice and all that good stuff like that. But just to actually, you put the guy on the field, man. The guy's been in the league 7 years and he's got 37 career passes. I'm just not with the Teddy Two Gloves, man. I know that guy has experience. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, and he can fit in that offense well. And I'm not saying that. Um, yeah, that's got to be what I want, but it just gives us a better cachet as a backup quarterback.
I
anything's better than Nate Sutfield.
I don't see. I don't. You might be right, and I don't necessarily want him to have to start. That's my original point here. But what if, right? Let's say the worst happened. He got to start a couple weeks. We could run the ball. You know what I'm saying? We could make the game to a manageable game to where we could win with Nate Sudfeld, I think. You know what I'm saying? We've seen recently, NFL team win with a quarterback throwing 3 passes. Not saying we ever have to do anything like that, but we could, our offensive line is strong enough. We can run that mug on anybody, I believe, right? We got, we have the pieces to be a good screen team, lateral passing team, right? So what if Nate Sudfeld has to start a game or two? Let's say, I feel like depending on who the opponent is, we could definitely be competitive still. We might could win one or both. Now,
Yeah, I think.
he could go and be the worst thing we ever seen in life.
He could be Tim Boyle.
It could be the absolute. I could cry on TV, but maybe not.
Yeah, but
The only
I think
question
that
I have with Teddy Two Gloves is, can we pay him?
Yeah, we definitely could pay him,
Yeah,
but
we can pay him. We got enough. We got good cap space, and I don't think it would be it wouldn't be a break the bank deal for a guy like Bridgewater. He would get a significant amount of money, but it wouldn't be he wouldn't get starter money.
Okay, so we can pay for Bridgewater, but we can't pay for Robbie Gould to get a good kicker.
because we got kickers.
No, I'm not saying that at all.
You ain't got no
We can sign both.
Ew. Yeah.
Robbie Gold can stay where he at. I'm saying that. Teddy Two Gloves can stay where he at too, for real, depending on what he wants.
I'm not too thrilled about bringing Teddy Two Gloves in, but I would be more excited about Robbie Gould than Teddy Two Gloves, but
I would like his familiarity just with the locker room. Like, let's say he were to sign. I've been saying this a lot too, so don't think I'm a crazy person, but what if he come and sign, become like a long-term backup and end up being like a coach? That's why I think Will Harris is going on that track. He'll be a coach he'll be a defensive back assistant coach in the next year or 2 or 3.
Detroit fan man wants to point out that says, never forget we took Nate Sudfeld from San Francisco's practice squad instead of Brock Purdy.
Well, you can protect practice squad players, right? I don't know. Maybe Purdy was protected because they knew what was up.
You can protect to a certain point, but if a team signs, here's the deal: if we would have signed Brock Purdy, or try to sign him off their practice squad, he would have to immediately go to our 53-man roster. If you sign somebody off somebody's practice squad, they immediately go on a 53-man roster. So you can't take him from practice squad to practice squad. And with Brock Purdy, they saw something in him. They probably weren't going to let him go. They're probably going to sign him to their 53-man roster anyway, with all the injuries they had to Trey Lance and to Jimmy Garoppolo last year, where it's kind of like they were like, I think that Brock Purdy was beating out Nate Sudfeld out there. Nate Sudfeld. Like that name. I just when you read that comment, I'm like,
that was from Blue Cheese. I think Blue Cheese started that Sudfeld thing, but but yeah, no, I just buy Sudfeld. I don't care. Now Hendon Hooker, I'm all for. Y'all need a QB3, but I mean, as a QB3, I can see that Sudfeld being out there. Shit, as a QB3, but not a QB2.
I don't. He the backup, man. I don't. Whatever.
When is Hooker's projected ability to play? Because he has ahead of schedule in his rehab.
Yeah, if he can play this year. To be honest, what my opinion is, this is just Kurt's opinion. I think if he would have a place where he can get on the field, I think he would supplant Sudfeld as the number 2.
So how many games do you have to miss if you're on the PUP list?
6, I think.
I think 6 for 6 for PUP or IR. You at least 6.
So if they took him off the PUP list before preseason started, how's the soonest that he could play?
Oh, right away.
If he's on the PUP list, he could play right away.
Okay.
I don't think he's that far in his recovery as far as he's throwing passes now, but I don't think that knee is strong enough for him to be off the PUP list when the season starts. I don't think he's that strong yet.
I think that the best time.
I don't think he's running.
Yeah, I think that the best time that we're going to see Hooker play at any point in this season is if the Lions were able to get into a game where they had a pretty large lead and could throw in a backup in the fourth quarter.
I give you a scenario. It's week 18. The division is wrapped up or playoff position is sold up, whatever it is. Ain't gonna be no better, ain't gonna be no worse. And we resting guys, and Hendon Hooker been healthy for a few weeks. That's his time.
Well, that would be a scenario. I think we're gonna see Hooker sooner than that, though.
And he'll go out there, and he gonna make Jared Goff.
Yeah, the only thing we're really with Hooker as far as his recovery is concerned, like we see him throwing passes, but is he learning the offense? That's the thing that for me is like, is he actually learning? Is he able to? Because right
According to
now,
scouting reports, he is able to learn very, very quickly.
yeah, but like, it's my thing is, can he get on the field and get game like type of reps in practice? That's the thing with me. Is like the speed of the game is going to is going to be different. Of course, it's no different in the NFL than it is in college. But if you look at it, can he be up to snuff at game speed coming in, later in the season? That's where I really are kind of taking it where taking Dan Campbell's his rhetoric about Hooker to heart, where I'm not think we're going to see him because of the fact that even if healthy, is he going to have enough ramp up time? That's my only issue with Hooker.
I think that I think he's going to, Dan Campbell will probably pull J-Mo thing like he did last year and put him out for a few reps here, a few reps there in scenario games where, we've pretty much got the game in the bag for the most part, fourth quarter situations, just to give him a few reps on the field.
Yeah, I mean, but it's different for a wide receiver than it is a quarterback. But I get what you guys are saying. I think that next year he will be the number two behind Jared
Oh,
Goff,
for
and
sure.
then he will replace Jared Goff probably in 2025. I just think that if he doesn't sign a contract, if they don't re-sign Goff, if they re-sign Goff, then it is what
Hey,
it is.
hey, Val, you should be feeling your oats on that Fields is a betting favorite over Goff for MVP. Neither will win it. Hey,
Um,
Fields called himself the Popo. Okay, he's the Popo.
Whoa, why he gotta be the police?
Peter Police, man, he ran with that orange jersey on, looking like a convict.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we should be calling him the police like that. I don't think
He
he's
called
getting it.
himself the Popo in practice, and then there
He
was a
did?
funny, yeah, and then there was a
Oh,
funny moment where they had a Bears thing where they asked them if you encountered a bear in the woods, what would you do? And he was with DJ Moore, the new wide receiver, and they both went, "We black, why we in the woods?"
I mean, that's not fair. I'd be in the woods like a mug.
All right, I got one more question real quick before we get to our final thoughts. How confident are you, if I can, that the Lions will win the NFC North?
I'm very confident. Like
Eight
very,
out,
very
eight out of ten.
confident.
Eight out of 10. I mean,
I,
if you look at what's going on in Minnesota right now, they're rebuilding. They're dismantling their team. Like, they've gotten rid of so many guys, and it's like, and they're still looking at getting rid of Daniil Hunter, and just got rid of Dalvin Cook. I'm like, and even I'm looking at Alexander Madison, and I heard someone say this on NFL Series this morning. They're like, there's a difference between being a number two running back or number two in any position, and then being a starter. Like, there's a difference, and then like, I'm not saying that Alexander Madison isn't good, because I think he is, but there's a reason why he was behind Dalvin Cook, because he's not Dalvin Cook.
yeah. Um,
So
I say now if you say 8 out of 10, Kurt, I'm gonna say 9 out of 10, and this just based on I have faith that they just not going. It's there. It's just you just not going. Don't mess it up. That's all you just not mess it up. That's all you got to do is not mess it up. Now we've had this happen before where Aaron Rodgers had got hurt middle of the season. I think didn't I think Chicago quarterback had got hurt or something too, right? When Kyle Orton was the quarterback or something, and
Mm-hmm.
we dropped the church's money, and we didn't carry through with what we should have had. We didn't follow through. That was a big stain. Was that was on Caldwell, right?
I believe
I
so.
think so. Yeah.
And so that was a down point on him, and that wasn't necessarily, I don't put everything on him, but that was a bad part for it, and we didn't win the division. I don't think we made
Yeah.
the playoffs that year, right? So
I don't think so.
So
I think it may have been his. No, that was his. No, the only. No, he missed the playoffs twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had a winning record there every year, but he missed the playoffs twice. And that was the first time he missed the playoffs. But the second year, Trubisky was in. By that time, Trubisky was in Chicago. So
Mm-hmm.
if you look at but even still, like even when Patricia, we let PJ Walker, we let a guy from like a developmental league rip us a new one in Carolina. So I mean that was
Right.
terrible.
But for me, I'm
So
going to go about a
yeah,
7 or 8 here because for me, the only question mark is how Minnesota and Chicago are going to show up for the season because you never know. They either ball out, or they just bust like a mug when they come into being on the game. So
yeah.
it's going to depend on those two because I don't see Green Bay doing nothing this season. So
Green
we
Bay
ain't
is
even
my
worried about it.
only. Green Bay is my only.
Not with
Uh,
with Aaron Rodgers not at the helm. I ain't worried about Green
nah, they
Bay
still
one
got
bit.
everything else now. They still got
Yeah,
everything
no,
else
they
now.
don't because there's
All right.
Lions have an actual better secondary on paper than because Amos took out the
I
door.
mean,
Yeah.
I feel like we might
Their
got them in a
offensive
couple of
line
spots.
is bad this year.
I
I
feel
think
like we
that's
yeah.
going to be the Achilles heels for them this year is going to be their offensive
And their
line. I mean,
secondary.
Bakhtiari is gone. Their secondary is their secondary wasn't because Jared Goff tore their secondary up last year. Jared Goff that last
Yeah.
game, Jared Goff
Mm-hmm.
he torched the secondary last year. So
Yeah, so
I think the biggest thing for me, I think the biggest thing for me is we're gonna go as far as Jared Goff and the offensive line can take us. And if we ain't paying like they did last year, that could be to the NFC North champions.
I I won't I don't disagree, but I just add this point. I feel like the defense is gonna be as key as possible. Because I feel like
Yeah,
like you said, I feel like the offense is gonna do what the offense is gonna do. If we can actually stop people, which we shown that we can do, if we can get to that for a sustained period, you know what I'm saying? Let's not say all 18 weeks, which I would like, which ain't impossible. It ain't hard to do, I don't think. But let's say, we can do that 13 out of 13 out of 17 games. I feel like
yeah.
them are as close. They might be 13 wins. So if I feel like the defense got to be it. I think.
And with that secondary, if that secondary can produce, woo! If that secondary can produce, boy, it's
look,
gonna be some
on
people that's
paper,
gonna have
yeah,
hurt
that on
feelings.
paper, that secondary is dangerous. We broke it down. Go watch one of the previous videos that we did on Monday to explain the secondary.
Hey, Kurt,
On paper.
but because I know you're about to shut it off. I mean, not shut it off, but lead us out. So my apologies, but
Hmm.
Kurt, I just want to say this right quick. This is what I'm excited for, and I hope I'm not getting too happy about this. So I like Broderick Martin, right?
Uh
Somebody called him Sean Rogers. What you think
huh. Ooh,
about that? What you think about
woo,
that?
woo. If he can be 70% of Sean Rogers, sweet Jesus,
Man. Now
man.
I know that might be not a very. I know
If
that
he
just
could be
might be
70,
somebody.
somebody in the comments on one of my videos called him a brick house, and I'm like, doggone it. I was like,
What did I
okay,
call him?
okay.
Oh, what
I
did I call him?
understand.
Because we had mini fridge, right? I called him the freezer.
They used to call my cousin Shotty Microwave because he was a big dude. He was just the next thing in line, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
But
For me, we call him the deep freeze. Okay, that's what he
the
is.
deep freezer, he coffin freezer. Hey,
Okay,
if he
Brenda.
put people in their coffin,
I
go
like
ahead.
that. I like that. The deep freezer. I like
The
that.
deep freezer. He has the meats. Damn it! No, I'm kidding. Brenda says I'm 99% sure we win the North. I'm a latecomer to the Proud Nation, but after watching the tribute to Jim video, I'm here to stay. Y'all are such a cool family. One pride, go Lions! Great show, and that couldn't be a better comment that we could end the show with. To be
I like
honest,
it. I
Yeah,
like it. Thank you for
definitely,
that. Thank you for that.
definitely. Thank you for that, Brent. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. I appreciate the love. It's all love here at the Proud Nation family. So let's get into final thoughts. LL, what you got to end this week with?
Man, I hope some of the Lions players watch this. Like I want like the players I like to watch this. They're like, man, that's a cool dude right there. And then they want to buy me like a jersey and then like some dinners and stuff. So, but yeah, happy Friday, everybody. Enjoy it how you got to enjoy it. Enjoy your weekend because Monday is a few short hours away. So if you're fishing, it's gonna be a good weekend for that. If you see me on the lake, say what's up. Throw some crackers over. Or if you got some cookies, I'll share mine too. But have a happy Friday, everybody.
LL's out here like Jamal Williams. They feed me good and taking me out to dinner.
Yeah, be my friend. Be my friend. Like, yeah, that Lion dude, he real cool. Let me get him some jerseys and some pants and some shoes. Like, hell yeah.
Okay, Kurt, what you got for final thoughts, man?
I want to thank all the Proud Nation who have shown up on my channel, man. Thank you guys for coming over and hanging out. You can just put in Kurt Steele in the search engine in YouTube. You'll find my channel. I got some good stuff popping on. Go over to kurtsteele.com and check me out over there. You can see all my videos, all my articles. The links to those things are right there on my homepage. Links to the sideline and Yard Barker right there at the top. But I appreciate the love and support that you guys are showing me. Showing up, subscribing to my channel, man. I really appreciate that, and you guys really helped. My first really solo video that I did by myself. Help it. I think it's right about 1,300 views right now, and you guys are subbing to the channel. I'm still part of the Proud Nation family. I still love you guys. I'm still over on Lions Nation Unite. I'm still doing my thing, and I just appreciate it. And I'm going back to school again, so I'm going to get another degree. So,
school man, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, hey, if the military government gonna pay me to go to school, you can pay me. You can pay me to go to school.
That was not a diss.
Yeah, you can pay me to go to school all day. You can pay. I'm gonna get all these papers I can get. But as far as the love and support that I've received, what I'm saying, I thank you. And that's why I keep coming back. What I'm saying, to the Proud Nation, because you never forget where you come from. So you'll see me popping up on these these Free for All Fridays, man, just doing my thing and and just hanging out with the family. Saying you don't forget where home is. So you guys will see me here and there.
Like I said, a lion is only as good as its pack, and we've got one of the best packs here on YouTube, the Proud Nation family. So we appreciate and we love every one of you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video so that more people can join the Proud Nation family. They don't even have to be a Detroit Lions fan. We just want to talk football, right? So bring in everybody.
I got to give a shout out to my man, Wolver Lion, Coach Jones, man. He's doing some big things, so go check him out, man. And go check out the Lions on the Proud shorts, man. You guys do a phenomenal job.
Nathan we've got new shorts out. You make sure you check out the new
check that out too, man. Yeah, it's fire, man. So you guys are doing some big, wonderful things, man. And I gotta come home and see the cousin. I come home and get a plate. You know what I'm saying? Come get
come home to the barbecue.
And if you're a cigar smoker like Kurt Steele does, I gotta call him. I gotta text my boy and thank him because he gifted me this Asylum 13 and whoo, that thing is
good. Kurt's feeling himself tonight, but yeah, we wanted to thank y'all, Pride, and we will see you next week. So, Kurt, like you like to say, whatever you do in life.
You got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. Hey, thank you guys for watching this, man. Subscribe and like to the channel. Hey, this is Kurt Steele, Queen of the Proud, and my man LL. T-shirt, Tupperware, T-shirt exchange, baby. We're going to holler at you real soon. You know what we're going to do. We love you, Jim.
Yeah.